Okay, hi everyone. So, beginning with culture and communication ka third unit. Looking at the syllabus, we have only these four topics here, and honestly, they are very general topics. When we study about them, you'll get to know कि बहुत general बातें हो रही हैं. You just need to break down the words and exaggerate and write it in your exam. So let's begin. What is effective communication? The topic is effective communication in everyday life. So, effective communication means refers to the fundamental skills that are important for success in personal and professional life. We all need to communicate effectively in order to convey our thoughts and human being is a social animal, and if you can't express well, then there's no point of getting the talent of speaking and hearing. Second, it helps build positive relations. It is only through communication that you can build good relations and live in a social environment. So, a few points to exaggerate effective communication. Clarity and conciseness. You'll have to exaggerate all these points when you write. So, clarity and conciseness means using simple language and avoiding the technical terms, technical jargon, and to avoid speaking in complex terms to be able to communicate effectively. Next, non-verbal communication. Now, here mainly comes the role of body language. Body language, facial expressions, the tone of your voice all play a major role in conveying your message. They also convey how you are feeling while speaking or talking to them. So, everything combined matters. Next is adaptability. Now, you need to adapt your communication style in accordance with the environment, in accordance with the people and the context you're involved in. So, it means being adjustable to give a good presentation. Next is clarity of purpose. What you're speaking, you should know where you are going with your speech. You should know it quite well because it's important that you have a clear vision so that you can address doubts later on as well. Next is feedback and clarification. Communication खाली ये नहीं होता कि you are giving a speech. It also means कि when you are being an active listener, then are you seeking proper feedback and proper clarification from the speaker. If you don't understand a thing, instead of letting it be, you should take up the courage to ask a doubt and to use the feedback and clarification for further process. Next, conflict resolution. It means people who can communicate effectively. They're also good at resolving conflicts and manage disagreements, say within your organization, within your friend group, anywhere. So, yeah, if you have the confidence, if you have the leadership skills, then finding the common ground, negotiating, everything comes into picture there. Cultural sensitivity. Today's world is so diverse, and so one needs to be sensitive to various cultural differences and norms. You should not harm any one of them through your way of speaking and communicating. Technology and communication. Now, with the emergence of social media and tech and everything, it's important that you adapt your speech, adapt your speaking style, your communication style to suit different platforms. Last, practice and reflection. Uh, like any skill, to master any skill, you need constant practice. So does effective communication. If you are an antisocial person, then probably there are high chances you will not be an effective communicator. So, yeah, you need to practice, you need to seek feedback, and you need to work on it. Next, starting with the first topic, we start with we start with empathetic listening. So it involves listening with empathy and understanding another person's perspective. It requires you to be fully present and attentive to what the other person is saying, both verbally and non verbally. So, break down the words. Being empathetic while listening. So, what it basically means is you have to be a close and careful listener. You need to be considerate. You need to validate others' viewpoints. Ha mein ha milana. To make them feel welcomed, to allow them to share and confide in you. You need to learn to be active and reflective and practice being attentive mainly, and be responsive to their inputs. Nod when they want sympathy, when they want to share sympathy. It's all about making an emotional connection with the person, finding similarities, making them feel welcome, making them feel supported, and encourage them. And of course, avoid any criticism. So, qualities, these are all the points you can exaggerate while writing your answer. So, yeah, you're free to form your own points as well, because this, like I said, this is a very general topic. So, qualities of a empathetic listener, more than just physical presence. You don't need to be a person, a body standing in front of them while they're speaking. You have to be more than that. How can you be more than that? We find out later. Next is relate, show compassion. Find similarities. You can pitch in ki, the same happened with me once, and phrases like that to make them feel again welcomed, and uh, make them feel ki you are listening and you are actually able to relate, and you guys share a common ground. Next is avoid judgment. Of course, this is a major thing. You don't have to criticize the speaker. You have to relate. You have to be the complete opposite of criticism. Next, be trustworthy. You have to keep the other person in your confidence. Only then he or she can express fully. Next is be patient. Give them time to frame their sentences, frame their stories. Just yeah, you need to take out some time for that. Be patient. Next is right level of responsiveness. Don't be too much. Okay, don't interject while they're speaking. Speak when you're supposed to. Give your inputs when you feel like it's the right time. Just don't avoid being too much, and let them have their mic. Let them have the mic. Benefits of empathetic listening. First, it builds strong relations. The other person starts feeling more confident and friendly with you, and of course, the connections improve. Helps be more considerate. It makes you, in general, a kind and compassionate person. Increases team productivity. When people are satisfied in a team together, of course, the team productivity will increase, and the team spirit in general improves. Next is problem solving skills. When you're a listener, you understand the problems, you try to pitch in. All these cognitive skills are important, necessary in everyday life. So problem solving skills is one of them. Okay, now how to go about it? Steps. You create a comfortable space for them to to make them feel welcomed. You acknowledge the speaker's feelings. Always. Never criticize. You pay attention to the body language. You can judge whether they are nervous, whether they need a hug, whether you need to stand a little away, whether you need to give them a handkerchief to wipe off their tears, whatever. Let them guide the convo. Do not interject too much. Wait to speak, the same point. Use encouraging phrases. Be attentive, maintain eye contact, and use phrases like, yeah, I understand. Surely that must have been so challenging for you. How did it make you feel? I had a similar experience once. Yeah. So it's all about making them feel welcomed and you being attentive and polite. Next, considerate speaking. It is the practice of communicating in a manner that takes into account the feelings, needs, and perspective of others. So, last topic was listening. Now, here you are speaking. Speak in a way that you make others want to listen. Take their feelings, needs, and perspectives into account. You can't give any speech on any random topic without considering who your audience is. Okay, it involves being mindful of how your words and actions may impact those around you, and to express yourself in a respectful manner, right? You need to be careful of what are you speaking, where are you speaking, especially today, where every word matters. People are so sensitive, people are so active and sensitive. So yeah. Okay, now tips to be a considerate speaker. Be empathetic, sorry, be empathic. uh, yeah, you need to take the other's feelings into account. Apologize when needed. If you say something wrong, please apologize. Don't let it be as it is. Smile a lot. This shows your confidence, you're enjoying speaking, and you love what you're saying. Next, be emotionally intelligent. Like mentioned before, take the audience's feelings and needs and perspectives into account. Find a way for everyone to win. Okay, while you're speaking, you're not in a competition to win. right? You need to make the listeners feel welcome to your speech, and it's not about making anyone lose. So yeah, so it's about talking general. Act on your intuition if needed. Now, when it comes to others' needs, you need to act on your intuition at times. Intuition at times. You need to keep checking if the audience is in a bad mood today or something. The audience won't speak itself, so you need to judge it yourself. Next, the steps to go about considerate speaking. Show up on time. It reflects a lot. You don't want the audience to disrespect you, right? Choose your words carefully. Be mindful of different sections and people sitting in the audience who are your listeners, and be mindful of the same. Be clear and concise. Don't use technical terms at all. Use respectful tone. Consider the listener's perspective. You need to keep them in mind, keep the audience in mind always. Respond with empathy. Quite general. We now move on to next. Okay, listening, speaking ho gaya. Now it's reading. Analytical reading. It is defined as a high level cognitive skill and a reading strategy that serves the purpose of reading more deeply to understand both the message and the intent of the text. So, notice the bold words. It's both a skill and a strategy. And it helps you, what's the result? It helps you understand both the message and the intent of the writer. So, analytical reading basically means you break down, you take more time to read the text than you would in other case. The other case is called passive reading, where you don't give that much time to the text. You don't comprehend each and every line and make sense out of everything. So, analytical reading is opposed to reading passively. And yeah, of course, analytical reading demands more time and you have to compromise on your speed. But the value you extract from it at the end is much higher than reading passively. We come to importance. There's a deeper understanding of the text because you're reading after giving so much attention and time. You draw the right conclusions. When you read fast, you may or may not miss a word. If you miss just one negative word, the whole comprehension of the text changes, right? So you draw the right conclusions when you read analytically. Better comprehension and retention levels. Now, reading analytically serves as a exercise for the brain as well, right? So when you read slowly, gradually, it's of course you increase your comprehension and retention level. It's a good exercise for your brain because it leads to better memory because you're giving something so much time. You're reading with patience, and it's like an intense workout for the brain. Now, strategies, how to go about it. First is skimming. When you get a text, just highlight the main ideas and skim through the pages, just to get a gist or a summary of what the text is about. Then you come to rereading the text again. When you reread, you may discover some points that you didn't know that existed before, and you get a more deeper understanding. Next is integration. You integrate or associate the text with your past knowledge, references, application, examples, to keep it in your mind ki, haan, that relates to that. Next is annotation. You take notes, highlight all your main points. Also, if you're interested, there are various methods of making notes. Few of them are Cornell method, Jeff method, and Marginalia method. You can search if you want. Last is argument mapping. It's like making a map. If you're stuck somewhere, you look at your map of whatever you've read throughout, and you try to find a solution. You go up the ladder to discover where you are stuck at. Okay, so steps to go about it. First, you preview the text, then you read actively, you identify the main ideas, evaluate the evidence, compare and contrast, draw conclusions. Quite easy to understand. We can exaggerate. I hope so. Okay, so analytical reading is basically about giving it time to read, and the comprehension and retention levels are much higher, even though you have to compromise on the speed and time. Next, last is informed writing. It involves sharing information in an informative manner rather than persuasive manner. It involves saying, giving out facts. Say, as in, you're not giving your personal opinion, not reflecting your personal bias in writing. Instead, you're stating facts, factual information. It's a completely neutral opinion. The reader is supposed to form his or her own opinions. You are not the one delivering an opinion. Okay, so it's about being impartial, and it's mainly used in giving explanations via writing, because that can be from a neutral point of view, right? So, informed writing is in contrast to persuasive writing, where you write to persuade someone, like you want to persuade someone that this flavor of ice cream is better than another. So that will be persuasive writing, but giving factual information about both the flavors of ice creams will be informed writing. Coming to features, it's factual, right? After proper research, you write that piece, that article, and the various sources you use for it can be various references that you state at the end, and various academic texts. So next is specific. We have to be specific. You're giving information on a particular topic. You have to be factual, and just take care that you have to be specific and helpful to the reader. You need to give out information that is relatable to that topic. Do not deviate from the topic you're writing on, and yeah, just be specific. Make it clear who, what, why, when, where, how. Narrow everything down for the topic you're writing on. Clarity, you need to give a step by step guide and make it clear for the reader to understand what you want to express. Allow him to comprehend easily. And this is best done if you assume that a layman is reading your text. So, in this whole process, your main aim is to educate the readers on a particular topic by providing neutral information and laying out all the facts, but without the goal of achieving a specific reaction from them. Okay, so purpose, like I said, it's sharing new information with the readers. You want to maybe describe a process, or you want to clarify, say, a certain concept, or you want to give an explanation of why something happens, how, we have plenty of articles stating that, or you want to detail parts of a greater whole, you want to explain a small part of a bigger topic. These are where informed writing can be used, unbiased writing. um, Steps to go about it are quite easy. You assume that a layman is reading, you go step by step, you look for similarities with other topics. When you give examples, people can comprehend better. You solve the curiosity. If there's any question that you think might arise in the mind of a reader, you clarify the same then and there. And you give clarifications for any doubt or any feedback you might have got. Yeah, so point of caution, remember, you have to do proper research and you have to rely only on credible sources. Since you are explaining something, explaining a process or laying out facts, you need to trust the right sources for the same. You have to be clear, avoid technical terms, consider what type of audience is reading your text. Accordingly, you need to modify your piece, and you need to keep revising it and edit to make it better. And we end our mini topic here. Thank you.